We on?
What's up, Joe? Ladies and gentlemen, regular viewers? What? Thank you all for coming back and watching us again. Things look a little different, Joe. Things look a little different around here.
Yeah,
Um,
we took a couple weeks off, and things look a little different. I think we should address that first, right?
I think we
We
should address that first. I got my hair cut. Actually, I didn't get my. No,
looking good as usual. Looking
actually,
good.
actually, I need to cut my hair. It's getting bad. A lot of great. No, yeah, we should definitely address the change in the elephant in the room. The change to the room.
Yep. Well,
That, that,
I
it's
think
all
we should. It was most of you can see that there's no Dan on the screen here, so Dan has decided to focus more on his reselling, and he stepped away from the podcast. And me and Jimmy are going to continue to see where we can go with it. Um, so
yeah.
yeah, so
We're gonna talk about our daily reselling activities like we normally do. Some of the things that
yeah,
happen to us, some of the crazy customer stuff that we deal with, like always, some of the sourcing trips that we make. We're just gonna
yeah,
keep it. And if we get sidetracked and talk about something totally stupid, like me trying to put new flooring in my house,
yeah. I did see
just
that.
stick with us. Just stick with us when we do that kind of talk.
I did see that Instagram post of yours. Now you're a handyman and flooring guy. You should be. You know.
Yeah, this is my second attempt at putting flooring, and this time I did good the first time. This time I think I did a little bit better. My cuts were a little more. It's just that cheap vinyl stuff that snaps together. But my boys are older, so they were able to help more, and then Sonia helped too. But we got it done in 24 hours. Knocked it out. Took
That's
the
good.
carpet out and put new imitation wood flooring in. I guess what you call it. I don't know, lamp
Yeah.
or vinyl wood flooring.
Vinyl. What is it? Luxury vinyl flooring or whatever. LV something.
Yeah, I
But
don't
yeah.
know.
So now that you did the flooring, are you going to venture off and do a
Yeah,
business?
me
You
and
know,
Sonya gonna start our own business. It's gonna be. I'm gonna.
we,
It
we
might
all
be
we
on
all
a
remember
podcast for a week, but
we all remember Dan started his dryer business after the dryer got fixed, right?
yeah, I wonder if that's what he's doing now. Actually,
He could
he
be.
left
He
the
could.
podcast to pursue Dan. What was it? Dryer Dan or Dan?
Yeah,
Dan.
Dan the dryer man. There you
Dan the dryer man. That's what he was gonna do.
go.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like I was the cut guy. Sonia and the boys were laying the floor. I would measure and cut, and so I had a table, and they would put it down there and be like, they'd mark it, and then I'd measure and cut it.
Uh-huh.
Because getting down on the floor for me is, whew, there was a couple times I had to get down there and do, some measurements or nail in some of the quarter round board.
Okay.
It was not easy for me.
Yeah, I have a good friend that was uh, a friend that I knew through high school and everything. His dad was a installer, floor install, everything, tile, did everything. And he got into it right after high school, and we're about the same age. He might be like a year older than me, but he's feeling it now. I
I
mean,
bet, man.
you know,
Yeah.
kicking the rugs and doing all that stuff. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Me
So
either. I mean, I'm like I was actually right now. My finger. I hurt my finger doing this. Like right now, I'm like I'm just a big baby because my finger hurts. Sonia's been picking on me, and I'm like my finger hurts. Like I like jammed it or something. So yeah,
uh,
that's fun. Too old. My knees hurt. My ankles hurt afterwards. Yeah,
well, that's why you're reselling, right?
yeah. That's why I'm reselling. And speaking of reselling, it's been kind of crazy. Things have been picking up around here. How have your sales been picking up?
They've been good. I think I had 21 packages go out over the weekend, which is
That's really
great
good.
for me. That's
I think that's
I
more than
can't
I
tell you
think I
last
only had
time.
19.
Yeah, so all kinds of selling all kinds of stuff. I'm actually selling some older stuff too that's been in the store, which I was shocked at. But I am going to, I think, within this, while we're in fourth quarter or whatever, run a sale like you had mentioned before, on your old
Yeah.
items. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
things that are a year old in the store, because I'm kind of like running out of shelf space that I that I had down here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got to do a better job of organizing because I still do. I have like two shelves of boxes, like totes that I put it in, and then I have two shelves on the other side of just items that I put it, just not
Do
in the
you
box.
are they all labeled, or you just throw stuff down?
No, they're numbered. Box one
Yeah.
through
Yeah. Yeah.
25 or whatever, and then I have a bookcase over there that I keep all the DVDs and everything in. But
Are those
the,
like alphabetical order? Like, do you have that
no, they
open?
take me forever. Take me forever. I wish I would have did it at least by like row or
Genre or something, man.
no, just by, like media shelf one, media
Yeah.
shelf two. So it limits the six shelves that I have to look at
You're
for.
like so now you're like Sonya when I ask her to pick out a movie. When you sell a movie, you're like,
Yes,
no, man.
yeah,
It's
it's
like going
awful.
back. It's like back in Blockbuster back in the day.
Yeah, so I wish when I started that, with the DVDs, I just labeled, had shelf one, two, three, and just been able to
Yeah.
easily find it. So it does take me a little bit. Maybe if because some of these DVDs are older, so if I do run that sale, maybe I'll be able to get rid of them and
I
start
remember.
new.
I mean, that reminds me back in the day when I first started selling. Like, I had a toy shelf, and I had an electronics shelf, and I had a shoe shelf. Like, I didn't keep anything. Like, I didn't keep a custom SKU. I just like if it was a toy, it was on that shelf. If it was,
Well, see, I think I mentioned it before, and like if something ever happened to me, nobody's going to be able to find anything of my because everything's labeled. I'm in my basement. Everything at the old house that I was at, I had my desk in the basement, but all the inventory was in the garage. So it was garage shelf one, two, three, four, and all that. So when I moved, I still kept garage shelf one, two, three, four, but they're in my basement now. So it makes absolutely no
someone
sense.
comes to ship your items, and they're in the garage.
They're going to be
What if
looking
you
at
have what if you have a snowblower on eBay, and then you have a snowblower in your garage, and they ship out your snowblower
well,
because it said garage?
well, I'll tell you this: I bought a snowblower last year, and I don't think it probably won't snow for the next 5 years. So,
Well, actually, we're supposed to get snow on Thursday, so that'd
are
be
you really?
tomorrow. Yeah,
It's supposed to
I think
rain
you
here.
guys are supposed to get some too, aren't you?
We're supposed to get rain. We haven't had rain here in like 40 days. So,
Wow. Yeah.
yeah, there's like a drought thing going on. But I must tell you that I enjoyed the no rain. I hate rain.
You, I hate wind. Wind is
Oh,
my. Why do you hate? I guess I don't mind the rain as
it's
much as
just
the wind. Wind is my. I've always said wind is my least favorite weather. When
wind.
it's windy, I was trying to blow leaves
Oh,
on Sunday
I
morning,
thought
and
you
it was windy. Might as well just stand out there and watch them blow themselves because I was like,
yeah, don't get me
these
started
things
with
are
leaves. It, the
don't
fall makes me hate trees. So
get. I think you have more leaves to deal with. I have a huge tree in my front yard though. Like the tree in my front yard is like the one from the Poltergeist movie, like one that the kid was scared of.
oh yeah,
I got that exact tree in my front yard. It's got so many dang leaves on it. Good. I think they're all down now, though. I think we're done with cleaning leaves for the fall.
I have two big trees in the back. I don't even think they're on my property. I don't have a fenced in yard, so I don't know if they're
Yeah,
mine or not, but there's thousands of leaves still on there. I don't know why they're not falling. They're just waiting for me to be clean everything else up and then they'll fall.
they're just watching. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, this guy thinks he's done. He thinks he's done with leaves. My tree drops a bunch. Let me talk to this. Like there's sticks everywhere every time I go to blow leaves, and like we burn the sticks. Like we have a little fire pit,
Mhm.
so I got a bunch of sticks I got to burn now because we picked up a bunch
I,
of
I
sticks.
I know a guy that goes around his neighborhood or his yard and picks up sticks because his neighbor tells him to.
His neighbor helps. He's got like one of those cheater sticks to do it.
Yeah.
I need to get one of those because I don't like after about 5 or 6 sticks, I'm hurting.
Yeah, I'll text him to see where he got it from.
And I'm definitely because if you watch my YouTube videos, I'm definitely breathing heavy after
Uh,
picking up sticks because that's another common thing I'm getting on my YouTube channel is move the camera, move the microphone. All we hear is you breathe. So that's fun. That's
It's
my
probably better that they hear you breathe than not breathe at all, right?
yeah. Well, I mean, it's pretty bad. I will say this: I don't want to defend myself a lot because I do breathe heavy when I'm making my videos. But it was when we were in Kentucky, and for some reason I was on some medicine. I was having to take some medicine while we were there, and it made my mouth like cotton mouth, like really really dry. And so that's part of why, like, because I was like the whole time we were there, I was like my mouth is so dry, and so a lot of time I'm like, and I'm breathing heavy. It's pretty. Those videos are pretty bad. So I'll admit they're. I just don't understand. Like, just turn off the video. Like, if you don't want to hear me breathe, just click and move on. Why you gotta type it out? Hey, buddy. Nobody wants this guy. You hear him? He can't even walk up a hill. He's gonna pass out.
Well, that goes to say,
I'm
it
willing
just
to make
goes.
fun of myself though.
Some people don't have anything better to do. You
They
know,
don't. So they just watch me struggle.
well,
It's for
could be worse, right?
yeah. I mean, what would you consider worse, Joe?
Nobody watching.
That's. I mean, I kind of got that going on right now.
Oh, well, you have that too.
No, I
Okay,
mean
maybe
I'm doing all right actually.
you know
I just don't
you have
understand. I
you have no comments that could be worse.
that's well. I mean, that's. I think those are the only comments I get are those ones. So
Nothing about what you're picking up, just about your breathing.
I don't. It does confuse. I don't get a lot of comments on my videos. I am gonna next summer. When I start recording again. I'm gonna switch up the format of my videos where I'm gonna talk to the camera a little bit more. Like right now, you don't see me that much, and I don't talk to the camera basically at all in my videos. It's just me picking. So I might switch to a little bit more of like a vlog type format where I'm talking to the viewers a little bit more, a little bit more, and having my face on camera. So that should really mess the views up. I mean, they're really gonna dive then.
Well, that's good. At least you have a plan to sync your channel. So.
Yeah, have a good I call it the planet's called Titanic. Matter of fact,
Oh,
it's
or
called
what? Ocean Gate. No, what was that one that? What was the one that went down to see the Titanic?
that little. Is it just not too soon to joke about that? Is it that little
Oh,
bubble that blew up down in the bottom of the sea?
yeah,
It was a bunch of billionaires, anyways, right?
yeah. And who
What
was
was that thing? The thing that was controlled by the remote control, just a
yeah,
video
yeah,
game controller. I don't
yeah.
remember what that thing was called.
I think it was Ocean something.
Ocean
Ocean.
something. Ocean. Not gonna make it. Yeah,
I think
that's gonna be the name of my plot. The plan for my YouTube channel is that whatever that was called.
Ocean Gate.
Ocean Gate. Yeah, plan Ocean Gate is in effect for the YouTube channel. It's gonna sink faster than the Ocean Gate did, and that thing like blew up instantly. Right, that was
Yeah, I don't
instant
know.
when it imploded or whatever it did.
Yeah,
See, this is what happens. We're way off course now.
yeah, I know. But
I do
who?
have a reseller topic though.
Well, you want to get back on it, or you still want to
I don't know.
stray?
You got some more stories? I mean, I'm having fun telling stories.
No.
Gotta have something that I can pick on you about. We're only picking on me right now.
Uh, would you rather? Oh, how about that? Would you rather be hot or cold?
Or yes, senor, no. You're,
Oh,
I would much rather be cold
oof.
than hot.
Okay. I'm
But
the opposite. I'm the opposite. I'd rather be hot than cold. Cold kills me, man.
I've seen the extremes of both. I lived in Arizona for 22 years. It's been, I've seen 120 degrees plus.
So then, all right, now Arizona, the humidity's not there, right? Is there
No,
any different? You know what I
yeah,
mean? What they say is, I mean, hot
you
is
know
hot.
what? Here, this is great because Joe, I can speak on this a little bit. And everybody has their own opinion. Maybe the fact that I'm a bigger guy affects the way I feel about this. But I've lived in Arizona for 22 years. I've seen 120 plus degrees. Like I think I've seen 123 degrees. I stayed in Houston for a summer. I've seen like 100 degrees with 90 something humidity.
Mhm.
And then I've lived in Denver, and I think the coldest I saw in Denver was minus 17 or something like that while I was working outside at night. So it's not quite minus 30 or whatever, but I've seen like minus 17. So as far as the difference between a dry heat and a humidity heat, I'll take the humidity heat over something like 120. Like that,
Really?
when and I know there's people that like I know you're sweating a lot when it's humid and you can't get dry, but man, that oven temperature, like when it feels, when you open the oven door and that heat hits
Yeah.
you, that's what 120 feels like. It's just you can it's just miserable. Like it's just so
Okay.
hot.
Yeah. So
It's close, but I think now 110 degrees, a little more bearable. I don't. That's probably a wash between the humidity and 110.
all right. Well, I'll give you all the places that I lived. Philadelphia, and then like 5 miles outside of Philadelphia. So it's about
What's the coldest you've ever seen there?
I don't know, zero.
0.
Yeah.
So, I
Nothing.
mean,
Nothing. I mean, nothing great. I remember the blizzard of. We had a blizzard like in nine. I was in high school, 96 or 97, and I remember that being cold. But I was out in it. You know what I mean? You know, shoveling, trying to make a couple dollars, but I don't know. Maybe it's just I enjoy the warmer weather than I do the colder weather. But I like skiing. I go skiing. I like it. You know what I mean? But
wow,
I've never been anywhere where it's been
your
extreme. Like,
knees can handle skiing still, huh?
yeah,
Still got some cartilage in there.
yeah. I
Oh.
do the bunny hills. You know what I mean?
The bunny slopes.
Bunny slopes. That's it. Yeah. No black diamonds. I gave them up in my 30s.
I just picture you being like Clark Griswold. You got the sled out and you're spraying it with the
No,
what are
no.
you spraying? Phew.
But it's weird. One thing, I mean, I do enjoy skiing. I tried snowboarding a couple times, and I can't get the hang of it at all.
Huh.
I can ski, just cannot snowboard.
You can actually stop. Like I tried skiing once in
Yeah,
my life and I couldn't stop. Like I just kept going. Do you use
yeah.
the pizza stop or do you
No,
actually slide and stop?
I can slide and stop. Yeah.
Wow, I'm impressed, Joe. Where do you go? Where does one go skiing around you?
And the Poconos,
The Poconos.
Poconos
I'm not.
Mountain,
I'm not
Pocono Mountains.
geographically. It's just one mountain.
There's several mountains, but there's different resorts up there.
Oh,
Big Boulder, Blue Mountain.
do you like
Yeah,
go up there and sip on a little like do you wear like the like the ski
no,
the skiing
the,
outfit
the
like
body,
Jim
the
Carrey?
bodysuit. No,
Got the little sipping on the hot cocoa while you're up there.
no. I don't have my own skis or anything. I'd still rent the skis. I
You have to rent
still,
the ski. Huh?
you know, I have had the same winter coat for I don't know 15 years. Of course not the pants. Pants,
Nice. That's. I mean, I've.
15 years ago, pants don't fit me now. So
Yeah. Now, one thing I'll say about all those weathers, if that's the way to say it, those different weathers, is when you're out in any of them, though, they all suck because you can't escape them. Like, whichever
uh,
one of those we talked about that you're in, like, if you're not near an air conditioner or a heater or a fire pit, whatever it may be, like, you can't escape it when you're out in it. And all of them suck when you're out in it and you can't. Like, if you're in humidity or like if you're in Arizona when it's 120, the shade just doesn't work. Like you can go stand in the shade, that's like nothing. It doesn't help at all. So like being stuck out in those weathers really suck.
okay.
That's my take on that.
Your take is noted.
But a tornado or a freaking
Oh,
hurricane, I'll take any of those over those.
okay.
Or no, but my reselling topic that I want to talk about, Joe, is these crazy questions this time of year. Do you notice it? Like, are you get? I think it's because we're starting to get some shoppers that don't regularly shop online. Like they don't shop there all year round, or maybe this is this is the only time of year they shop online is during the Christmas season or the holiday season. So, like, I'll get this one guy who bought some boots from me. I can't even. He sent me 30 questions. 30 questions.
See, I know the questions, and sometimes depending on if I see the phone and I get there's sometimes I don't answer them. I mean, there's some like that are, you know, I don't know. I think sometimes I gauge on the amount of questions that I'm going to answer is the amount of feedback that they have. Like if I look at somebody that has like 3 feedback and is asking me 2 or 3 questions in one long paragraph, if I know the answer, I'll answer it. But like if it's something to measure the the sleeve on something or measure, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I got a question about a Nintendo DS that I had, and it was if it played Game Boy Advance games too, or something. Whether it was a DS Lite,
Oh
and
yeah,
if it
yeah.
played, one of them does. So I just
Right.
Googled it to find out if it does. I didn't know off the top of
And
my
it
head.
has the slot right there in the
Yeah.
bottom of it.
So I said
I
yeah.
got
I said yes, it does or whatever. I said you could see it in the picture. I took a picture of the bigger, you know.
Ooh, did they ask if that part works next? That seems
No,
like the next question. That person, did they buy it?
no,
Of
no,
course not. Of course,
no.
my person bought these boots that they asked.
Uh,
I'm gonna read some of the questions. Watch.
all right,
So
let's see.
of course they start off with this one that we all love as resellers on eBay or wherever. We all love this one. The first question: Hello, are these shoes still available? Why are they?
Yeah.
If the listing is there, why do they ask that? Like, it's an active listing.
I think that's probably they're more of a Facebook shopper because isn't that like the
That's
first thing that
it's
on
like
Facebook Marketplace that you don't even have to type it. It's already
they're
there.
messing with me. You're right. That's
Yeah.
like the pre-filled Facebook response, right?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
question. Yeah, Joe, you're on to something. Maybe that's where they get that from. You're right.
Maybe they're a shopper on Facebook and they're coming over here to
Now
you
I'm gonna throw myself under the bus here. Now I will admit I was kind of short with this person.
know. Okay.
So I said yes. That's all I said is yes. And they said, they said, are they also cleaned? I understand that they are used. They have not been washed or cleaned. That was my response. Then they said, do you clean before shipping them? And I said, no. So
Is,
I'm
is,
trying to,
is this Dan's burner account? This could be Dan's burner
maybe
account.
it turned out to be an international. I didn't even know it was
Uh,
international.
oh, but they bought them. They bought them.
And then they said, I understand. What can you tell me, mister, about the condition? Has that person often worn them? Like
Gee.
wore them? And then they said, I am interested in these model. And then I said, this is probably boring. But then I said, they are in use condition with light wear and no major stains. They do not require any cleaning. Then they started asking about the shipping. That's when I found out it was international. They wanted me to give them a discount on shipping. I was like, it's through eBay, bud. Like, so there's that part of it. And then they said, will you take 47? I was like, I can do 50. And so then we agreed on 50. So yeah, anyways. And then today, after it's been shipped out for a couple days, hello, do you think it will be delivered early or should I expect them the second weekend of December? Like they sent that today. And I was like, oh. And there's a
How's
bunch of
their
questions in between that, by the way.
how's their feedback look?
I don't know. Let's see.
I think you did a good
This is
job.
their first buy. I'm their first buy.
See, they're coming back.
They're international, so I was like, I'm not going to worry about it now.
All right. Where do you know where they went to?
Oh, let's see if I can. Does it say on there?
I think you have to click their name, like their username.
Let's go back to it then. Sorry for those of you listening if this is absolutely boring, but I think it's kind of fun. Let me click on their name and see. They are the Netherlands.
Uh-huh.
Where are the Netherlands, Joe? I have
Don't get me
no
started.
idea. Geographically, I'm terrible at Euro. That's like somewhere in the European area, right?
It's far.
It's far. How long? Yeah. So I don't know for sure, but like I've just been noticing like, and then I just had a message just before we started recording that I must have sent an offer on something because the message was simply I'm not interested in used junk. And I'm like, okay, I didn't. That's the only message. Like I didn't message them. They didn't message. So I must have sent an offer, and they were a watcher, or they had looked at the
Yeah,
listing.
they probably didn't realize that they watched something, or and then they got the offer, and you know.
Yeah, yeah. So, anyways, and that's just one example. I probably have 5 other ones I could go back and look at, and just a lot of questions. And it's fine. I don't mind answering them. I was sometimes I do like that where I'm short with my answers. But I'm not. I don't think I'm rude. Was that rude? Was I rude when I said yes and no?
I mean, it depends. Now, if I didn't sell anything that day, I'm answering every question. I'm their best friend by the end of the conversation. I'm even asking them how the family's doing. Uh, I'm asking questions
Have
back.
you been skiing this year?
I'm
You know, and
I'm finding out everything about them. You know,
Joe's planning a skiing trip with his buyers before
but
the
like
end of.
I'm telling you, if I don't sell something, that's how I would get. You know, I
No,
answer
that's a
every
good point.
question, send out every offer. But if I'm having a good week, and I look at the feedback, I
Yeah,
feel like there's got to be a high percentage of questions to it never turns out in a sale from the amount of questions. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I have so many more questions and they don't turn into a sale. You
yeah.
know?
In general, like not just crazy. We're not just crazy questions. Like I've been, like I had a wooden carved Santa. Hey, how tall is this? I forgot to put in the listing, so I answered that. They never bought it. I had another one. They asked. They did buy that one, a Monster High doll. They were asking if the articulation is good, and the head looks broken in the picture. And I was like, "What? The head looks broken." And then so I answered, and they actually bought that one, so that one might be a return. But I checked it; the articulation was good, and the head was not broken. So yeah, just I've been getting a lot of questions, and then
I
most
feel
of
like
them don't
some
leave
of those
details.
questions are set up though. Like
Oh,
the
I
good
know.
articulation to you could be different than mine. You know what I mean?
That's
Like I think that's the setup. You know what I mean?
Sonia, who's starting her clothing store. I'll help. She'll. This is what she'll tell me. This is what they asked, and me and you like veteran sellers, and most veteran sellers like we can just sniff out like, that question they're setting you up to like. And she's like, I'm just gonna knit, and I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like they're set. That question is a red flag. I can't, like an example, like that articulation question would be a question she would ask me that, and I'll be like, they're fishing for, and then if they get it and it doesn't work just right, they're gonna want money off, or they're gonna try to get a discount. Just and she doesn't. I'm like, just wait, just wait.
Yeah, so
Maybe we'll just switch.
I'm getting some of those the sympathy ones like what
I
was
did
it?
too. Yep, I did too.
This is my I get paid on the 28th. I have and it was a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer figure or whatever like that. I'll
Yeah,
buy it on the 20. Can I buy it now and pay you on the 28th or whatever? I'm like, eBay cancels it in 4 days or whatever. And
right.
she ended up knowing everything about like the eBay process. She was like, oh, that's only if you have that turned on in your settings or whatever.
She's
So then I
using
looked,
eBay as layaway all the time. Sounds like.
well, no, then I looked at her, I clicked on her name and all that. She's a
Yeah.
seller.
So
And
she
then of
knows
course
the ins and outs.
and
Yeah.
then of course I had to go in to see what she sold recently in the last, she had a ton of sales. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she only gets one payout a month or whatever. I don't know. But she ended
Well,
up. So I just told her. I said, if it's still available, buy it on the 28th. I can't help you with that or whatever. But I'm always like, if you're waiting that long for your paycheck, should you be buying a a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer figure? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
I
and
mean,
sometimes
that's
you
we
get that
love
with.
them. Those are the buyers we love, Joe. They're irresponsible shoppers.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
Come on down to old school flips if you're an
Yeah, yeah,
irresponsible shopper.
yeah. Will you
I
take
know.
$12 for this? This is all I have. I'm
Sure.
like, don't spend your last $12 on a Game Boy Advance, Madden '98. You know what I mean? Like, don't do it.
Madden 98. Terrible. You're right, Joe. You shouldn't go. Nobody should buy Madden 98
Right.
in the first place. But definitely if you don't have the $4 to buy it.
Or
If you have
whatever.
to
Yeah,
wait
don't
till
do it.
paid, what, like, where do you work that you have to wait? I know that's mean, but like, because I've been there. I know when you have to wait. I've been in
Oh
those
yeah,
days where you have
I'm
to
not
wait
saying
for
anything
pay.
about it. I know. Listen,
But you're right. Madden 98 would not be the thing to buy.
right. That's
Yes.
just, what I mean. I don't know. It's probably mean saying that, but
No, I just picture somebody doing it. I picture somebody like I got paid today. I just got paid, and I've been waiting to get Madden 98. I saw my most recent Madden I ever had was 97.
I'm a few years behind. You know. But sometimes because you don't know sometimes, and then especially like they're buying it for they're buying something for their niece that's sick or something like, and then you don't know
Or they're
what the.
buying a video game for their kid, and the kid doesn't even have the console. Oh, oh my goodness!
I don't
You're
know,
right.
but I
You're
feel like
right.
this time of the year is when you start getting a lot of those.
I had someone that bought. They bought. I don't remember what they said though, and I can't find it. They bought one piece of, nativity blow mold. Just like because I have a couple of the from the nativity scenes. I think it was Joseph that they bought. It was just him, and they sent me a message, and they were like, "My aunt or somebody has." I don't know if it was Alzheimer's or something like that, and they're like, "I'm trying to." That one I think was legit. Like I'm trying to piece together a set for them. So I thank you for, and they bought it for me. So that one was legit.
Yeah,
I don't remember exactly what they said they had, but it was. So I gave them, I took the offer. You know.
yeah, yeah. I tried to buy a nativity set. I missed out on it though on the Facebook. Remember I sent you that picture of the.
Oh
It
yeah,
was
yeah. You didn't get that?
$100. Nope,
Dang it, man.
didn't get it. But she finally answered me. She said it was in negotiations. Oh no, in what the hell did she write? In negotiations or in something?
In the, in the did they say is this still available?
I forget what she wrote to me, but yes, but I missed out on that. She was very nice about it. She said if they don't come and pick it up, I'll reach out to you or whatever. But
I
I
missed
ended
out
up.
on a good one here, man. They had because I'm actually buying for myself. I'll tell a little bit, but they had the Santa sleigh they had 9 reindeer. They had like all the reindeer.
The ones that like
Like they were,
go up in the
yeah.
air a little bit. Yeah.
Now they were all the exact same model reindeer, but she had, or who they person had 9 reindeer with the Santa and the sleigh for 300. Oh man! But it was gone. It was gone like that. Joe, you're blurry. Joe, you're
Larry.
blurry. Um, because actually, I'm starting to collect blow molds now. Now that I own a home that is mine, I'm gonna start collecting them. So I wanted that for me, for my yard. I would have had to put like a lock on it or something though.
Where are you going to store them all?
So my house I have a shed in my yard, but then off my back porch they built like a second shed that's connected to the house. So if I go out into my sunroom, I can get to that second shed. So all my blow molds are in there. And it's not even close to full yet, but eventually it will be. Because I just went, I have like 4 nativity scenes, and I don't need 4. I'm keeping 1. So I told Sonia if I sell any of these nativity scenes, I'm gonna use the money to buy other blow molds. So I sold one on eBay, and I used that money to go buy 2 reindeers that I bought. Yeah, 2 days ago I bought 2 reindeer. So I'm excited to have my reindeer for my yard.
I don't know why I'm blurry. I tried fixing it. I
Um,
don't know. I'm on 480p.
you're like on negative DP.
Uh,
What is it? 480p? Oh, I made a mistake on eBay, Joe. I messed up. and I was actually working on that before we started recording. Right here, right now, right here, right now. I
What
haven't
did you
done
do?
this in forever. But you know how your heart kind of skips a beat when you get that message. I ordered a GI Joe, and you sent me a Star Wars figure.
Oh no! Would you mix up the packages or
I did, and then
just
I
pull the
saw the
wrong thing?
picture, and I was like, "Well, that means I shipped this." The G. I'm just the guy that got this. Wait, he ordered the GI Joe, and he got a Star Wars. So the guy that ordered Star Wars got the GI Joe, and they were both missed. Yeah, I did it. I mixed them. I put the wrong labels on both boxes.
Were they understanding about it, or is this all going on right now?
Thankfully, thankfully, they were super nice, both of them.
Oh, that's
But
good.
man, you want to talk about like I get that's not an easy that's not an easy thing for me to fix. Like I struggle. Like so, I had to go into pirate ship because I told them I'll send you guys a shipping label.
Hmm.
Just if you, I asked them, I didn't tell them. I asked them nicely, would you mind forwarding it to the other guy, and vice versa? Will you forward that one to the other guy? And they both agreed. And I said, all right, I'm gonna send you a label. And then I had to make both labels and make sure I got it right. Like this label's for the GI Joe, but it has to go to the guy, the Star Wars guy, or whatever. You know what I mean? Because so I had to make sure they got the right labels. So that was confusing as all heck because I was like, all right. So
Yeah.
Charles was supposed to get the GI Joe, but he got the Star Wars. But I got to make sure that the Star Wars guy has Charles' label to send him the GI Joe. Oh
Uh,
boy,
I've done it before. I've done it, and then luckily, I actually the last time I did it, it was a while ago, but I reached out because they had the phone numbers
yeah.
and
Oh,
on
you
the
called them?
thing. I actually called because
What?
yeah, because I wasn't getting anything from. I forget. I did it with video games. One video game was worth a little bit more than the other video game. They were for two different I forget the game. One was a Wii game maybe, and one was X. I forget exactly which ones they were, but
Yeah.
one was worth a little bit more money. One was like $60 as opposed to $20 or something.
Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I sent a message to the guy that got the $60 game only paid $20 for his. I wasn't getting no response from him, and I was sending him messages
He was
for a thing. So I
happy.
just reached out to him on and
Called
he was pretty. He said that he just didn't open up his packages yet. So
Oh,
whether he
yeah.
did that
So
or
he
not,
answered the phone, huh?
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And he was like, "Who? Who's this?"
This is the Philly picker. This is Joe. Oh,
So, but yeah, and luckily I did the same thing. I ended up sending them
yeah,
email.
I got my fingers crossed. I emailed them labels just literally half 40 minutes ago, and I'm hoping that
Now you got to hope that they because I stressed about that. Now you have to hope that they both send the item. Were they
they
roughly the
both said
same
they would.
price? Was
No,
yours?
one was they weren't too far. One was like a $29 figure, and the other was like a $17 figure.
Okay.
So the GI Joe one is the better one. So they both seem really cool about it, and they both seem like they were going to do it without any issue. But you still, how long, they still have to print off a label. They still got to take it to the post office and all that stuff. So I'm a
Do
little bit
you
nervous
do you do
about.
the bulk shipping? Do you do bulk thing like, or do you print out
Yeah.
each individual one? Yeah.
This was
See,
one where I did each. I because go ahead, sir.
no, I do still to this day. I tried that bulk shipping thing where
Uh-huh.
print out all the labels at once and all that. That's where I was making the mistakes of doing it. So now I do each individual one. I pack the order, I print the label out, I put it on. I pack it takes me more time to do it, but I think it you know
Yeah,
it cuts down on mistakes.
this one was that though. On Sonia helps me make labels on Sunday night when we have a lot of orders, so we do the bulk then, and it's because we have both of us able to do it. So I verify with her like before she puts a label on the box. I just tell her the name that's supposed to be on it. But I know for a fact these ones I messed up. I remember pulling the two figures. I remember boxing them both at the same time, and it was like you said. I did them one at a time. I just totally messed up and put the wrong label on the wrong box or whatever, or the yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah. I mean, I've done it, like I said, but I think doing each individual one stop, cut down on me making those mistakes. So I made a few, and knock on wood that but usually it does take more time, but I do pack one
Yeah.
order, ship it, put the label on it,
Oh, you do it all right in one shot. I
one
just
shot.
write on the box what it is. Maybe that's where I made the mistake because I just write GI, like I would have wrote GI Joe and I would have wrote Star Wars on the box.
Yeah,
So I could have possibly just wrote the wrong name on the box. Is probably what I did. I probably put the GI Joe in a box and wrote Star Wars on it, and then
yeah.
vice versa. Dang it, man! I got to be careful. Like that was
Well, at
like
least you
I'm
had
so
two. At
thankful
least you
they're
had two.
being nice.
At least you had two people that were understanding about it. So
One of them is being very nice and understanding. The other one is being nice, but he's not saying a lot. He's just like, yeah, sure, no problem.
yeah.
Email the label, and so I messaged him, hey, I sent the label, and he hasn't responded. The other guy said, he's like, oh, no worries, it happens, and that's fine, and I appreciate you, you know, taking care of it, and this and that. So we'll see. We'll know. We'll know in a
We'll
couple
know by
days.
next week.
Yeah, yeah. By the end, hopefully by the end of the week. But yeah,
Yeah.
they're not too far from each other. But that was another thing I did. Did I have to do that? So like when I used pirate ship because I had to put the ship from address as the each of theirs. I couldn't use my ship from address in case it
Right.
changed the price. But they're not. One of them's in Iowa, and then the other one's like two states south of Iowa. I don't know. I don't remember exactly which state. So they're not far from each other. So it shouldn't take long once they
Yeah.
get it to the post office. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. Let me know in the comments if if you guys have ever experienced anything like that. Have you found that the people that helped you out are pretty good about helping you out, or do they not help you out? Did they end up helping you out? Did that work out? The one you had, Joe?
Yeah. 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 It did. It did. And I was holding my breath until they both sent it. But they did.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
That's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm gonna watch the tracking. Oh, that's right. I can watch the tracking on pirate ship, so that's what I'm gonna do.
pirate ship will show it. Yeah, that's what
Yeah, yeah,
I think. That's what I used. I sent them through pirate ship and the whole thing like that. But it was a
yeah.
nightmare.
Like I said, when I was making them, I was like I don't know why, but that's a really hard. Like that confuses me. I was like, all right, so I got to put this guy's name as the ship from, and this is the ship to, and this is for the GI Joe, right? And I was like, I had to double check who was supposed. What's the name of the guy that was supposed to
I
get
know
the GI Joe?
it
I was
takes
like,
you
all
a
right,
minute to
Charles
figure it out.
was supposed to get the GI Joe, so I need to give this label to the other guy because he has the GI. Yeah, it took me a while to get it right, but they both confirmed that it looked right. So, man, anyways, don't. I'll be more careful next time because
There you
this is from a buy. By the way, this was. I still got to edit this video. This was in my town, small town of Bucyrus. The sale popped up and there was video games at the sale, right? And I was like, small town, there's a good chance I can get these video games. Well, I get to the sale and I see the video games and they're more modern games, and I didn't see any great titles, but I don't. They were PS4 games, and I don't know all the good PS4 games yet. Like, there's not a lot of them for starters that are worth a lot of money. So I saw them and I was like, but what is this box? This box was full of action figures, over 100 action figures in Ziploc bags, right? And I'm like, and they say $1 a piece, and I'm like, what? And so like, I start, and they're modern, they're like mid 2000 figures, but they're the good ones. There's some good, they're like, I don't know, like what's the Star Wars show on Netflix? The Clone Wars,
Oh
like
yeah, yeah,
Clone Wars, and there's some Marvel stuff in there, and there's some Wolverine, and there's the re-release GI Joe stuff, and I was like, if I buy all of these, will you give me a deal? Right? And so while I was doing that deal, somebody came and bought the video games though. So I didn't get the video games because I was working on this deal for the action figures. We counted like 118 figures, and he gave them to me for $100. So he gave me 18 figures for free. Telling you what, man, I've already. I just told you one of the figures went for like 28.
Yeah.
I've sold a figure for like 40 something. I sold another one this week for like 34, and I still have. I haven't even listed half of them. Like I still have over
Right.
70 to list because that takes time, a lot of time to research and trying to match up some weapons. Because man, I'm telling you, when you have an action figure, if you find the weapon that goes with it, it adds so much value to that figure. So like I'm doing all of this work on these figures, and I just started really working on them last couple weeks, and it's been a great. I need to edit that video because it was just one sale, but that was a good deal. Such a
Yeah.
good buy.
Is there any? Are you still going to yard sales up there, or
There's
no?
nothing
Nothing.
going on right. I didn't go this last weekend at all. I went. When did we go to the bins? We went to the bins one day. Sonia found some really good Hawaiian clothing, vintage, like 60s or 70s Hawaiian dress, a dress and a Hawaiian top, like in great condition. And they're very bright red and pink and orange color pattern or floral, whatever patterns to them. I could even bring them up on her store, and she was able to list them really high because they already got a bunch of views and watchers. So hopefully she can sell them. But like she found both of those in one bin, and like that paid for the whole day, right? So sorry, kind of went off on but so we haven't been to yard sales hardly at all, but the bins have been pretty good. I found that helicopter there. Did I tell you about that helicopter I found?
No.
A real full size helicopter. No.
Oh.
See those two
You fall-
dresses right there? For the
yeah.
we gotta discuss so those dresses. Look at those. Pamari Tahiti and
Oh.
Walter Clark's. Yeah, look,
I'll tell
and
you right
those
now.
ones are getting a lot of views, a lot of interest.
I'll tell you right now. If I saw them, I wouldn't even look at them.
Me
Wouldn't
too.
even look.
Sonia was like, she's getting better.
Did
She
she,
saw
did
the
she
tag.
know? Did she know that brand, or did she just happen?
No,
No.
but she
Okay.
saw the colors and then she saw the tags. I'm starting to learn to look at tags, and you start to get that eye of like seeing this tag is old. Like this tag is not a modern tag. This is an older tag. So with that, she was able to see the tags on them looked really old. Let me see if I can bring up a tag on one of them. And with that, she was able to like look at this tag. Like you can just tell that that's an old tag.
Right.
So once
Yeah.
she saw that, she knew to at least look it up.
Okay. That makes
Um,
sense.
so I found that day. Have you ever heard of 21st Century Toys? I keep bumping the table again.
No.
21st Century Toys is it's like a brand of some you should all go grab for those of you watching listening, go grab your phone, look up on eBay, look up 21st Century Toys like airplanes or helicopters or whatever. It's very collectible, super collectible toys. They're usually a bigger scale. Like this is like a 1/16 or 1/8 scale helicopter. It's huge. Like it's like a Black Hawk helicopter.
Okay.
It's not complete, but I have the whole entire like I guess you call it the fuselage, the whole body, the tail, the guns that go to the bottom of it. If it was complete, it's like a $500 helicopter, like even in used condition. And I'm I just sitting there in the bins. I paid $2.89 a pound for it. I'm
How
gonna
you
try to get $200 for all the parts I got.
are you going to take it to your person to ship, or are you going to ship it yourself?
Oh, you know what? The lady that used to do really good at packing stuff for me, she went to another location. So the
No.
new lady isn't as helpful, if you will. Hey, I don't know. There's no, I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but she's just not as helpful. And so I don't use them anymore because she's going to charge me more. And I don't think she does as good of a job at packing. So everything about it, just for my business, doesn't work. But I still drop off my UPS packages there or my FedEx packages there. So they'll get a gift card from me for Christmas. I always give them a gift card. Brady and Greg over at the post office, they'll get a gift card from me because those are my buddies. Over.
Where are you going to get the gift card? What are they into?
Well, let me ask you this: is this bad that I give them an eBay one? I give them all eBay gift cards because that's what I do.
Huh?
So I find an eBay gift card and I like go shop on old school flips.
Yeah, it's weird because like my oldest son, who's was he 17 now? He asked we get together and my whole family or whatever. So they we do a Pollyanna and stuff like that. So he ended up asking, putting on his thing is eBay gift cards because he buys baseball gloves from there, he buys
Yeah,
sneakers from there, and
it's
it
good to
just was
hear.
like, yeah, you know what I mean. And some of the kids on his baseball team are buying stuff off of there. They're
Yep.
buying cleats,
Yeah.
Air Jordan cleats now that you can't find them in the regular stores anymore. You can only find them on there. So, but they're all
Well,
starting to use eBay now. It
good.
was
Good.
it was pretty funny and he's 17. He's a junior in high school, so I guess they're coming around to
So
hopefully
we
getting some
need.
more customers out there.
I mean,
So,
like I used to have a friend in Colorado. He would want eBay gift cards because he was a card collector, huge sports card collector. So like
um,
he would buy all his cards off of eBay. So that's another shopper that would definitely like to have eBay
yeah,
gift cards. Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I just want to promote the site that I use the most. It's where I sell. I want exactly what you're saying. I want people to go to eBay that maybe don't regularly go there, and maybe if they go there and they buy some with that gift card, they're like, oh, well, that was actually there's a lot of good stuff on there. I'm gonna go back to eBay.
Right. Yeah, I
So
mean, it can't hurt. I usually get. I mean, I never really thought of giving the mailman a eBay gift card, but I guess I could. But I usually give them Wawa, so
Wawa.
they go get a coffee on their lunch break.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. That's actually really nice. I do bring. I mean, Greg and Brady, those are my buddies. It's not even just a matter of they're the mailman anymore. Like those guys are my buddies down there. So like I brought them a tub of candy for Halloween. I put it on their counter, and I'll bring them donuts every once in a while, just because they help me out. Like, what did they help me out with? I had a lost package. I had a lost DVD. Whatever happened with that?
it probably just showed up because
Oh,
I have one that I've been dealing with. Was a guy reached out to me on a DVD. It was a set of it was a DVD set. I forget which one it was, but it was like an $80. No, I don't think it was that expensive,
was
but
it media mail by chance? Because mine was media mail too, and it got lost.
I ended up. Oh no, it was Shrek. It was all three of the Shrek movies or whatever
Yeah,
sealed, and
mine was
it
the
was.
same genre. Mine was Insane Clown Posse that lost.
Oh yeah,
You
same
know,
thing.
family and friendly shows. Yeah.
Oh yeah, little ICP and Shrek in the same night. I'm sure it would be.
Uh,
But I mean, it was a $25. It was a $25 sale. He was a repeat customer of mine and everything, but none of the tracking showed up. And he reached out to me. He was like, it says that you sent it out November 11th or November 7th, and it
huh.
was like the 12th or something, or the 11th. He texted me. He sent me a message saying that it wasn't on there, and it was nothing showed up, and then it was delivered on the 12th of
Hmm.
of with nothing scanned in
I gotta
between.
go back and check that because I ended up having to do like a loss. I had to open a lost mail case on the post office. But like the weird thing about his was this one was like it said it was received at the local post office but never showed delivered. And he said that he talked to his mail the actual carrier and they said they never had it or like this is the message he sent me that they never had it. And
Well,
so
on the Shrek thing, it said that the label was created. You know what I mean? It says it was
yeah,
created. It was
it
never
was never
scanned in,
scanned.
never
Mine
scanned.
showed all the scans right up till it said out for delivery and everything, and then it never. The mailman told him I never had it, and then he went to the post office and they told him it's lost if the mailman said he never had it. I don't know. And then I had to but it was so fast. Like he reported it as missing right away, and the post office wouldn't even let me open a case for like X amount of days. Like
Yeah, because you don't you have
they
to
told
wait
me
so
it
many
hasn't
days.
been long enough,
Yeah,
so I had to wait like 4 more days or something like that before I could open that case. And I never did check on that. I guess it went everything was fine on it. I
but
forgot.
sometimes now media mail is more expensive, especially just for like a single DVD, is more expensive to send it media mail than it is to send it
And
first class
this time
ground.
of year, folks, this time of year, because it's by a they prioritize the mail, and media mail is the last priority. Sometimes it takes this time of year it takes longer for media mail because it is not a high priority service.
Yeah,
So I thought that's what it was when I saw that it was a media mail. I need to just stop using media mail except for heavier stuff.
yeah. How about I know everybody likes to talk about returns. Any returns this week or two
I did have
weeks?
what did I have return? Oh, I had a pair of Cheeks shoes. Have you heard of Cheeks?
Jeez.
Yeah, Cheeks. Yeah.
Uh,
I think they're sandals.
Speaking
Cheeks.
of
Like,
cheeks, did you see the picture of Mike Tyson's cheeks?
I, why did Netflix do that to Mike Tyson? That's so terrible. I mean, that first of all, we should have started the show off with that. Like, that was the worst experience trying to watch that damn fight, man. Did you
Oh
have a
yeah.
good signal at all?
Well, I ended up spending. I stayed at my mom's that night, and I was actually she didn't have Netflix, but I was watching it on my phone, and
Oh, it came good on the phone, right?
it was better because I was texting with my brothers and all that, and they were having trouble on the phone on the TV, so I told them to switch over to the phone, and they were able to watch. It came in a little bit better on the phone, but it's still buffered and it still did all that, you
It
know.
was terrible. And this is while I was installing floor. So I was like, oh, I'm going to sit down, take a break from installing floor to watch the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight. Needless to say, I had to watch it 20 minutes after it happened because I could not watch it live. I sat there trying and trying, and someone's like, let's just finish the floor. I was like, I agree, let's finish the floor, and then I'll watch it. And so I watched like 20 minutes after it was over. That was such a bad fight. And then, like you said, why did they end the broadcast with Mike Tyson's cheeks, man? Like that. If you guys haven't seen that, like he gives this guy a kiss on the cheek and he walks away, and he's wearing like just his
Like
like
girdle, right? Like
yeah,
he
like
just had
some
a
kind of jockstrap girdle thing, and his cheeks are just hanging out, and that's like how they ended the dang broadcast. Like what they did him so wrong. Oh man, that was terrible.
how wrong did they did? I would have done that for 20 million. You know.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm not. I got opinions on that fight, and it's not what you think. And I don't know if I should share them because my opinions are never. I don't know. Like my opinion is, so many people were worried about it being rigged and fixed. I'm like, if you're worried about the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight being, I guess, but a lot of people bet on it, so I get it. If you bet on it, you don't want it to be rigged or fixed. But like, that's like the least thing I'm ever gonna worry about is was the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight rigged? Like I'm not worrying about that at all. I'm not losing sleep. There's people that
I
were
think
legit upset though and calling
I
that it
know.
was rigged. And
I went into it with the expectation of that's what I mean. It was going to be kind of like
yeah,
what it was, you know, an exhibition, uh,
yeah, that's like a Stone
entertainment.
Cold Steve Austin and The Rock rigged. Like yeah, come on.
Yeah, like entertainment more than anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I mean, let's face it. I mean, you got one guy that's in at the prime of his tip top shape. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and then the other guy is
His knees were
almost.
so shot. I mean, his knees were
I
shot.
mean, like, I don't know. I just
I
think
don't.
that
Yeah.
it was.
If I had to guess, though, if I and again, it's my main thing is I don't care. Like if it was rigged, whatever, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be upset. But like if it is fixed, like I think Mike Tyson held back and could have just knocked his butt out. Like in the first 30 seconds or first minute. And I think
Right.
that if it was rigged, they both. That's when Tyson let up, and then later in the fight, Paul let up when Tyson was fading very fast.
All right.
But I'll tell you, wasn't rigged was them cheeks, man. Them cheeks were not rigged. That was the
Did
real deal.
you watch the women's fight before that?
No, because that's when I started to try to watch,
That's when.
and
Yeah.
all I saw was buffer.
Yeah. That was a good fight. The girls fight before. I don't even know who they were, but I
Just
watched that. So
like
yeah. So yeah.
2024, man. It's almost 2025, and Netflix. Like I understand the entire world was watching, but like you got to get that right. And then let's not even start with the buffering and the lag. That was the worst broadcast crew and presentation I've ever seen. Like they went to a kindergarten class and said, "Hey, you guys, let's put this together." It was so bad. Like and Vander Holyfield, he had an earpiece, couldn't hear, it wasn't working. Then they gave
Uh,
Jerry Jones a microphone that wasn't working, and then
yeah,
like Leonard,
it was
oh,
bad.
it's so bad.
So,
It was
but
almost on the verge of unwatch. No, it was actually 100% unwatchable because of the delay.
I
We should have started the show with that because everybody.
know. We
That was
should.
so. I mean, it's
Talk,
now Wednesday, the Wednesday after, but we all are still kind of fresh off of that.
yeah.
Pretty bad,
Talking.
Joe. Pretty bad.
We went from talking about cheeks, sneakers or
Oh yeah,
shoes to
Cheeks. They're sandals, and
sandals to
so
Mike
there is a
Tyson.
brand. They're called Cheeks.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the name. It was spelled like cheeks, and the person said they were fake. And I'm like,
How
well,
much
they
were
had
they? I never even heard of
they're
them.
like $25 sandals. I'm like, who's faking cheeks? Like these were
What?
not, and they so when well, I'll admit we found them at the bins, but they had like the original tags on them, and everything looks 100% legit. Like it doesn't look, and I'm like, who's making fake cheeks? Except for like the plastic surgeon. Like who's
There
seriously
you
making
go.
fake cheeks? So I don't know. Maybe I've had these before and they feel like different material. Maybe like I'm not obviously I wouldn't do that on purpose, but I also would never think that someone's faking cheek sandals. But maybe they are. Maybe they are. Maybe
I
there's
never seen them before. I just looked them up. I've never seen a pair of cheek
and so
sandals.
I have another pair that I found at the bins too that I took down because I don't know. Like, should I leave them up and say that not like maybe this guy was just or this person, probably a lady actually, was just trying to look for an excuse to return them. I don't know.
Maybe. Well, do you have returns on there? Could
Yeah,
they?
returns are
I
on.
guess for you to pay the return, for you to pay it,
Yeah,
right? If
you know how it is. Even if I offer free returns, some people still put a reason in there that they think eBay sees that makes them think that eBay won't will give them the free return.
well, speaking
I
of
don't.
like, I mean that cheeks, whatever those sandals you're talking about, you know,
Yeah.
about being fake or whatever. Do you know that they authenticate ASICs now? eBay's authenticating
Is there a
ASICs.
price limit, or do they like?
I don't know.
Because
There probably is. There probably is, but like, because I went to list a pair of ASIC running shoes, and they're listed through authentication process. They're
yeah, I don't. I mean, I sell a lot of shoes. Shout out to Cernock over on the Reseller Information Network. Like I'm moving towards a lot of boots. I really boots sell so good.
you always seem to
You don't
find
have
them.
to worry about that authentication very often or at all. That just seems like
I'm just saying, like
like
ASICs were never like
yeah,
a
they're like
top
bread
brand.
and butter. Now there's some Asics that are worth a lot of money. I've sold actually a pair of Asics that had some had like the New York City skyline on it that were worth quite a bit of money. But for the most part, they're just. Or do this? Do they do Hokas already? I don't even know.
Yeah, I
Like you
think
would
they
think.
do hope. They do. What you call it now? What's the other brand? That's
I know which one you're
On
talking
Cloud.
about.
On Cloud.
Yeah, on cloud. Yep. So they're
Yeah,
just
because
start. They're slowly working their way through everything. Then.
yeah. But I just don't see like even sometimes at the flea market I go to, you'll see the stands that have all like they'll have the Gucci stuff
Oh
but I
yeah.
never see them have. I do see them have New Balance though,
Do
so
they
I
ever
knew
have
that.
cheeks there?
No, I haven't seen no Cheeks there, and I haven't seen no Asics. So
Yeah. I mean, I guess this fake stuff exists, but like at this, like you saw what cheeks. They're just like cheap plastic sandals, right?
yeah, they're
Like
like that. They're like
why?
they're
Yeah.
like so like. But this
Why?
is
Why make a fake? Why
Martin stuff.
bother putting cheeks on there? Like, why not just sell them as generics, anyways? Like, why put the name cheeks on there and make them fake cheeks and sell them for
Well,
25? When you don't, if you don't put cheeks on there, you could probably still get $20 for them and not sell them as anything but generics.
right.
I don't get it.
I never heard of that brand anyway. So
I don't think
they,
they're fake. I mean, I should go get the other pair because they got the tag on there. They look legit. As they still got the hanging tag on there. It's all it looks like it's the legit thing. Like, and again, they would have spent a lot of money making all that stuff, that fake stuff, for a pair of $25 sandals.
right. I don't know, man.
Anyways, so I got that. So that was the
Yeah,
return. Did you have a return? What you were going to tell us
yeah.
about?
I was bad on eBay with so I I like to sell like the car emblems, and I was telling you about
Oh
the
yeah.
car guy a couple of weeks ago that so I bought a bunch of them, and it was a Toyota, just a regular one that goes on the front of the grill, had the part number, everything, and the guy bought it. I think it was like $33 or $39.
Still, yeah.
He bought it and immediately opened up a return, said it doesn't fit. He actually showed me a picture of him holding up which my emblem to like the emblem on the front of his car, and it was a bigger emblem. It was for a Toyota Tundra,
Uh huh.
and so he just sent it back. He sent it back or whatever. I get it back. Both the clips are broke on the on the back of
Yeah.
mine. You know what I mean? Mine was in
A
full.
return one.
The return one had two broken clips on it. The pictures in my listing and everything had the clips on it. You know what I mean?
Intact.
Intact. So I sent him a message. I said, "You sent me the wrong one back or whatever." And he said, "No, this is how it arrived or whatever." But he returned it saying that it didn't fit, which I knew he was, lying.
Scamming. Now
So
he's scamming.
yeah. So I reached out to eBay. For, and I was telling them, I said, and I was being honest. I said, "Listen, I don't know if this is he tried putting it on and it broke. You know what I mean? Like he broke it
Yeah.
trying
He
to put
probably
it
broke
on
it
the
trying to
wrong
put it
one,
on.
or he replaced his with." But if he sent it back broken, I could only keep 50% of the. I could only refund. I had to refund him 50%. But if I opened up a claim that he returned the wrong, a different item, then I would be covered 100%, but eBay would have to pay out
Pay him the refund. So
the
that's
full
what I would
refund.
do. He would get
Right.
all his money back.
So he got all of his, like, you know what I mean? And
Happened
that's
to
what
me
I was trying to.
that one time they swapped out that. What was it? A while back that they swapped out on me. Yeah, it happened to me too. Yeah.
Yeah, so, but like I'm saying, and I was trying to explain to the person I was talking on eBay, is that there should be something, you know what I mean? It's clearly, I didn't know if it was the same one or not. You know what I mean? There was no special markings on it. There was no, like, I couldn't really tell whatever, if it was
Yep.
exactly mine or not. And I told him that. And she said, well, he would get 50% back if you take 50% off, if you take your deduction off of that. And then
Yep.
eBay would, if he appealed it, eBay might side with him and give him the 50% back. But since I
Right.
opened up the problem with that he returned a different item, eBay still gave him all of his money back,
It's
even with the picture.
2024, Joe. 2024, Joe. So
I
here's
know.
no, but I'm joking, but I'm not. Like I'm on your side 100%. Here's the question that I've asked before though. when you return something to Walmart, they ask for your ID, right? And they keep track of how many times you return something. So like if you abuse the return system or policy, you won't be able to return stuff anymore.
Right.
Does that exist on eBay? Like is that like a notch against them? Like, hey, like if you do this 5, 8 times or whatever, do they eventually shut them down? Like, hey, you're abusing our return policy. You can't return anything on eBay. You can still shop here, but you can't return ever again. Or
Right.
you're banned for returning anything for a year because you're like they have to have that in place, right? Because if they didn't, people would just buy and return fake stuff all the time, wouldn't they?
I
Like I
know,
don't know.
but I was like
Or
a couple months
every
ago, I was
time
telling
something
you
in
that
your house
story.
broke, anytime something in your house broke, you buy one and return the broken one, right?
Right. Like, but a couple months ago, I was telling that story where I was stuck at Staples, the store at Staples. Now that's where we take our Amazon packages,
Yep.
and I got stuck behind that lady who was returning. I don't know, I forget how many, but it was like 20 bathing suits. She was just
Yeah.
returning, like she
Amazon.
bought all these, and after she left, I was stuck behind her in line. After she left, the guy was like, "She's here every week, returning 20 to 30 items
She's
every
probably
week."
using their dang dressing room. She's probably in their dressing room trying stuff on right there
You, you,
in. Oh no,
you know,
Staples doesn't have. Kohl's used to. Kohl's had the
yeah,
dressing room, not
Kohl's used to
Staples.
be the thing, but these were all Amazon. I
Staples
think
dressing
Kohl's
room.
stopped it. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
probably because people were trying stuff on in the dressing room.
But yeah, it was like he was like, yeah, she comes in here all the time, and she had tons of
People
returns,
just
and she.
abusing. I just hate thinking about people abusing return policies. Like it's just so frustrating. Now that I'm on this side of it, it's so frustrating. And like, so that me and Sonia really. So like, we bought that flooring and we did our floor and we bought an extra box. Well, I'm fine with taking that back. It's an unused, unopened. We didn't use any of the floor in it box. We're gonna take that back. That's a
Yeah.
situation where I'll use a return policy because they can just put it right back on their floor and sell it again. But like, I'm not gonna abuse it. Like, I'm not gonna go buy a bunch of swimsuits and try them on and then return them.
Yeah,
Or
I know.
I want a 2 piece though. If I'm buying it, I'm buying a 2 piece.
There you go. No, no one piece here.
No sir. Oh shoot. Well, Joe, is a first episode in the new era of the Reseller Leftovers podcast.
Season 2.
Season 2. Ooh, season 2. Should I change the color of the background on the thumbnail?
Right.
Or something like that. So you can so the viewers can differentiate. Is that a word? I don't do words.
Yeah, that's definitely a word, but
Well, I thought it was fun. It's different for us. I want to thank everybody for hanging out. A little bit different ride for us the first time without Dan here, but we're gonna keep rocking and rolling. Me and Joe are gonna keep it up. We're gonna keep having fun. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the episode. You got anything else you want to say to the viewers before we leave, Joe?
nope. Thank you for listening.
All right, everybody.